This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, the Hazleton Area School District is working on their budget for the 2015-2016 school year. We talk with the district's business manager next. Welcome to FYI on SSPTV. I'm Ken Kara. Thanks for spending a cold evening with us. Here's Friday's headlines from FYI News 13 and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. A Hazleton police investigation into a December assault and robbery is now listed with Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers, and your help is needed to identify the two men in this photo. These are two of four men suspected of being involved with the December 29th assault of an 84-year-old man. The victim was walking in the area of West 3rd and North Vine Street in Hazleton when two males approached from the bushes. Two others were standing on the sidewalk. One struck the victim in the facial area, causing a laceration. The victim fell to the ground, where a second suspect went through his pockets, robbing him of about $375 in cash. The suspects are described as four younger African American and/or Hispanic males. One was wearing a black vest-style jacket with a red hoodie underneath. Another suspect was wearing a red puffy-style jacket. There is no description of the other two. If you have any information, call Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers toll-free at 1-800-4PA-TIPS. All callers remain anonymous and could be eligible for a cash reward. The wrath of Old Man Winter has triggered parking problems for many in our area. West Hazleton Police Chief Brian Buglio reminds motorists that you can be fined for not following the snow parking ban.
The police department and the borough road crew urges everybody to move off of the snow ban sides. They will receive a ticket, it's a $75 ticket. We don't like issuing the tickets, but it's a necessary evil in order for our street department to clear their streets. So we do ask everybody when it does snow or there's any predictable snow to just please move on to the snow ban side so that our street crew could do the job that they need to do out there.
If you have any questions about parking, contact your municipality. And this time of year is also budget season. Our Lisa Sugar talked with Hazleton Area School District Business Manager Tony Reba about his biggest concerns for the 2015-16 spending plan.
Well, it's been difficult. Last year's budget was difficult. I've been doing budgets now for about 16 years, and last year's was by far the most difficult. When I say last year, it's really this year, the 14-15 budget. So we did approve it with a deficit using some of our fund balance to balance this year's budget. So next year's going to be just as difficult. If you know, we brought on the Maple Manor School, the former Hafey building, this year for grades 3 through 6. So we had to add additional staff. Next year we're opening the addition of the building, which will house 7th and 8th grade. So we'll need some additional staff for those rooms as well. Our STEM school came on 2 years ago, and we actually added an additional grade this year. We had the 12th grade down there for the first time. So, we're expanding, and we continually see increases in our enrollment. So it's difficult to try and keep up, but that's pretty much our biggest difficulty, is trying to keep up with the enrollment going up.
Any new sources of income or anything additional? I know now you have a new position in Lainey Drobnak to try to bring money into the district. Anyway, that's going to help out.
She's definitely hit the ground running and working on some different projects, trying to raise some money that way. So that's a good thing that's happening. We did see the KOZs, most of them came on the tax rolls over the past 4 or 5 years. So that helped. We're hoping with the change in the new governor, getting some additional funds from the state. There's 1 or 2 committees out there looking to try and refine basic education funding. So we're hoping that we could potentially get some more basic ed funding from the state, and maybe next year.
Budget meetings are being held every 2 weeks, with the next session set for Wednesday at 7 p.m. The public is invited. The final budget is due by the end of June. And finally, a programming note. SSPTV will air highlights of recent coverage of the March for Life in Washington, D.C. Riversong Productions, a local production company, broadcasted live from the event. Highlights from that broadcast, entitled A Matter of Life, will air this Sunday at noon and again at 7 p.m. right here on SSPTV. Coming up next on FYI, the weather and our Adopt Me segment. Wait until you see the animals this week. You're going to love it. And later in sports, the media were just as tired as the Tamaqua basketball team after this game. We'll tell you everything that happened at the Blue Raiders home game.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
We're here at Celebrations at Sand Springs, and we're telling you all about why you should be having your wedding here in 2015, 2016, and heck, you're probably already planning for 2017. We have some testimonials every Friday here on FYI, and Jeff Speck joins me on the dance floor here at Celebrations, right?
Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. He is a father of one of the brides that got married in 2014, right?
Yep, May 31st.
Okay, so how was your experience here?
Wonderful, wonderful. We fell in love with the celebrations room and just the whole surroundings. The patio area was beautiful. You know, when you think about celebrations and the room here, very bright, airy, no poles in the way of anybody, and it was a wonderful place to have a celebration. No bad room, no bad spaces to see, and everything was very visible. So it was a wonderful experience.
So Celebrations, the room itself was spacious.
Yep.
And a neutral environment, so you could decorate it as much as you want or just leave it be. Really?
Yeah, it's a very, very nice room, very open. Lights come through the windows, beautiful room, so.
Now, May 31st, you didn't have any problems with the weather.
Oh, fantastic,
Right?
Fantastic. It was very cool, beautiful, sunny, and perfect day.
How was the staff here?
Staff was wonderful. We first fell in love, obviously, with the grounds, but then we fell in love with the staff. You know, they kind of guided us. It was my daughter's first, our oldest daughter's first wedding, and our first wedding. And it was wonderful because we didn't know what we were going to experience, and the fact that they kind of guided us along, gave us recommendations, and there was no hidden costs. They kind of listed each item of what it would cost, and if it was over budget, we could take it out. If we wanted to, we could add something back in. So everything was kind of paid in installments along the way. And what was really nice was the fact that it was a worry-free day because it was all paid in advance.
So it was all fun, right?
Well, I would say it was a great experience, and there was no surprises.
Okay.
No
so what would you
surprises.
say to someone who's looking to get married and they are looking, at their budget, as you said, for some place that is a friendly environment and has a spacious atmosphere to really suit their needs for their wedding?
Wow, I think this is a wonderful, wonderful place. The room is the nicest place in Luzerne County to have a wedding. The staff was wonderful. They directed us along the way. Like I said, there was no hidden surprises. We had a great, wonderful experience. For me, as the father of the bride, it was great to know that everything was up front. There was no surprises, and we really enjoyed the experience. And I can't say enough about how wonderful it was, really.
Very good. Well, I wish your daughter luck in her new marriage.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining us here at Sand Springs. Again, we are doing some testimonials every Friday here on FYI. If you're getting married or looking to get married, or for any other function for that matter, stop by Sand Springs.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
Stop looking at me, Swan. I'm now retiring because I never ever thought I would get to say that on the air. Go watch Billy Madison if you don't get it. Shout out to this, I think it's actually a goose at Beach Mountain Lakes, for braving the cold and helping us out with tonight's weather shot. Shampoo is better. Here's our local forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight will be mostly cloudy with a low around 18 degrees. It's going to heat up a little bit tomorrow. There's a slight chance of snow after 9 a.m. on Saturday. It will then be cloudy with a high near 31. Saturday night, a chance of snow. Our low will be 31 degrees. Little or no snow accumulation is expected. Sunday, rain and snow are likely, mainly after 1 p.m. High near 34. We get above freezing. Sunday night, rain and snow before 1 a.m., then just snow. Our low will be 29. On Monday, expect snow, 80% chance. 29 is our high. At night, there's another chance of snow, 40% chance. Low will be 18. Tuesday, partly sunny, a high near 26. And then Tuesday night, mostly cloudy. We get back down into the single digits as 7 is our low. Tonight's weather is brought to you by the Ramada on Church Street in Hazleton. Monthly rooms are available with free Wi-Fi and a continental breakfast. Banquet space is available for any type of gathering, including weddings, meetings, reunions, Sweet 16 parties, and more. Call 570-455-2061. All right, let's go visit the Hazleton Animal Shelter and Chris.
And here with me I have Becca. Becca is one of a litter of puppies that had been adopted from us about a year ago. And Becca unfortunately has been returned to the shelter due to no fault of her own, but simply the personal problems of her adopters. Becca is approximately a year old, is up to date on all of her shots, including her rabies shot, and like all of her dogs, she has been tested for heartworm and Lyme and come up negative, and she is spayed. While it seems she's pretty well house trained, Becca here does not know how to walk on a leash. So we recommend somebody who has a yard for her to go out in rather than long walks. Although Becca's a little bit nervous at first, she's very friendly and sweet once she gets to know you. So we'd like to recommend experienced pet owners to come down and have a look at our Becca here. That's it for this week's dog. Let's have a look at our cats. And here I am with Puddin. Puddin is an approximately 2-year-old domestic medium hair cat. And like all of our females here up in the colony, she is spayed, up to date on all of her shots, and has been tested and come up negative for both feline leukemia and FIV. When Puddin was brought to us, she had several kittens with her, most of which have been adopted, all except for little Manny, whom we featured before from the male colony. Puddin's very friendly with the other cats, so we recommend her for first-time pet owners or those who have cats of their own already. And because Puddin is a domestic medium hair, she requires a little bit of grooming, and maybe a weekly brushing or two would be good for her. Puddin is more of a couch potato. She's not very playful, but she's incredibly affectionate and loves to be on people's laps as well as to be held. So if anybody's interested in Becca, Puddin, or any of the animals we have down here at the Hazleton Animal Shelter, come on down to 101 North Poplar Street.
Before we go to break, here's your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers. Pick 2, 19, pick 3, 788, pick 4, 0826, pick 5, 80535. Wait until you see what happened at the Tamaqua Area High School last night. It was a busy evening. We'll be right back.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
From pregame to postgame, it was an emotional night at Tamaqua Area's gymnasium. The Blue Raider basketball team is fighting for a wild card spot in the Schuylkill League playoffs, and their 70-39 win over Pine Grove was a boost. If they beat Blue Mountain on Friday night, they will be in the Schuylkill League playoffs as the wild card team. But that wasn't the only storyline at last night's game in the land of the running water, and water may be running down your cheeks by the time we get to the FYI Standard Speaker scoreboard. Minutes before his first game as a varsity player, Zeke Wassel was surrounded by media. Cameras were capturing every movement of his warm-up before the game. Wassel is a good athlete, but it's not like the sophomores getting looks from Duke. No, it wasn't scouts in attendance that had everyone so interested. It was Wassel's mother, Amanda Kerr. Kerr signed up for the United States Army in 1995 while she was still in high school, and when she turned 18, she was stationed in Hawaii, and she has been serving ever since. Because of her work, she misses a lot of her son's athletic events, and last year she missed basketball season because she was deployed in Afghanistan. Tonight she would see her son's first varsity game, and Wassel would see what will probably be his mother's last promotion in the Army to Sergeant First Class. Wassel didn't know about the promotion. He thought a lot of his family and friends were there just to see his first varsity game.
As a single mom, it's nice to give back to your kids too, and to show him that I'm proud of him, and to let him know, that I work hard and that everything I do and every decision I make, I think about him first. So I think that he deserves to be there for my accomplishments, and that I'll always be there for his accomplishments as well.
What is she like? What kind of mom is she? What kind of person is she? She's the best person you can have. She's the best role model, and she makes me want to do that when I'm older, and I love her to death.
When Kerr can't make it to an event, Wassel texts her no matter what time it is to give her an update. We'll have more on this story on the next Out of Left Field and later in this story. While we were doing our interview with Sergeant First Class Kerr, Bo Rotette scored his 1,000th point at Tamaqua area. Since we missed it, Rotette will tell us all about how he scored the points, and first he'll give us some background. He's going to take us back to when his teammate Brett Kashulik scored his 1,000th point last season.
Back last year when we were at Panther Valley, I threw Brett an assist. Well, he could have possibly dunked it, but he didn't. He just made a layup. But today, I was running down the right corner, and he passed me the ball, and I just made a layup. So we both helped each other out with getting 1,000 points.
So you assisted on his 1,000 point
Yes.
last year?
Yep.
It's a kid that works hard. I mean, he has a lot of success in baseball, has a lot of success in basketball, and he's just the ultimate competitor, just a super kid, and it's just nice to see him score his 1,000 points.
2 1,000 point scores on team now too, right? With Brett.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first time it's ever happened in this school's history, and I look around our league, and I guess you'd be hard pressed for 2 kids in the same class to have 1,000 points, and they're 2 great kids, and I'm blessed and honored to be able to coach them.
Rotette and Kashulik were both key members of Tamaqua's 2014 District 11 AAA champion baseball team. That team was honored at halftime of this game as their championship banner was unveiled.
And be able to enter the state tournament, last year was incredible. We, had the craziest game I was ever a part of against Jersey Shore, and we're able to play in the state semifinals against a Pope John Paul team who, all they had to do was score a run, and they were able to do that, and hats off to them. They were eventual state champions, but what an incredible year, and we got a good nucleus of these kids coming back this year, and we're looking forward to it.
Just before the end of the basketball game, with his mother watching from the stands, Zeke Wassel scored his first points at the varsity level, a 3-pointer that he'll probably never forget on a night to remember in Tamaqua. And a big thank you to Sergeant First Class Amanda Kerr and her son, varsity basketball player Zeke Wassel, for letting us cover their story. And you'll see a more in-depth piece on them on the next Out of Left Field. Now here's your FYI standard speaker scoreboard. In girls basketball in the Schuylkill League, this is Division III action. Marion lost to Williams Valley and Shenandoah Valley beat Weatherly. So both teams are tied at 10-3 in the league. So they will both play on Saturday at Minersville for the Division III championship and the right to play in the Schuylkill League playoffs next week. The Hazleton area girls are now in first place in Division I of the Wyoming Valley Conference thanks to their win on the road at Pittston area. Hazleton area has home games next week against Coughlin and Berwick, and if they can win both of those games, they will win Division I. The MMI girls, they lost to Lake Lehman on Thursday. Back in the Schuylkill League, the Monoy area girls won and Tamaqua, they lost. And a quick reminder that the NEPA Race Car Show starts at the Laurel Mall on Monday. We'll have more on the event next week right here on FYI.
February 6th, football season is officially over, and we're in the dead of winter. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Short Shot. So what else is new? The Hazelton area Cougars are tied for first place, and the Lady Cougars are in first place in the Wyoming Valley Conference. More on that in a few seconds. But wow, did I ever have a bad week? When I left that game last Friday night, by the time that I finally walked to my car, which was very far away, the tears on my face were frozen. I woke up Saturday morning with the bug, and I've been fighting it since. Besides work, truck, car problem, nothing has gone right this week. Mother of God, this morning was a disaster. We all had to know that last night was going to be the coldest night of this year. Anyway, getting back to that game, the Crestwood Comets surged past Hazelton area in OT to pull into a first-place tie with the Cougars before the area's biggest crowd of this season by far. Crestwood scored 14 of the game's first 16 points and 14 of the game's last 16 points. In between, the Cougars won, but nobody will remember the in-between. Bobby Flanotis had his new career high, 30 points. But on Tuesday, the Cougars rebounded over Tunkhannock by 16 on the road. Joseph's Chandlers are 15-5. Their last home game is tonight. The Lady Cougars trampled over the Lady Tongue Taggers by 25 at home. Peoria at 28. And then last night in Yatesville, Hazelton area pasted Pittston area to take over the top spot in the conference. Gaviel's Gals are at 17-3. The Marion Colts edged the Tivity by 2. They're 8-11. The Marion Phillies won 2, but they lost last night in overtime. They're 15-6. Weatherly lost to Nativity by 1, 48-47. The rematch between the MMI girls and Holy Redeemer took place in Wilkes-Barre. This time the Lady Royals went easy on the Lady Preppers, beating them only by 75, 91-16. Last time it was 125-13. The MMI boys lost to Myers before almost getting a little revenge over Holy Redeemer, losing only by 3, 65-62, and they really should have won. What else? MMI's Corey Rogers scored his 1,000th career point. The Atlanta Hawks franchise record 19-game winning streak was broken in New Orleans, and so was 19-0 Virginia's 19-game win streak by Duke in Virginia. Now only Kentucky is the only unbeaten team in the nation. Aaron Rodgers was named NFL MVP, his second. And of course, the New England Patriots won its 4th Super Bowl in Phoenix 28-24, a thriller that ended the most dramatically. Tom Brady won his 3rd Super Bowl MVP, but Malcolm Butler and Julian Edelman are going to Disney World. Till Monday, run one Colts picket pencil thick overnight, please, and stay loose.
Be happy, it's Friday, and go to Bottlenecks for half-price happy hour starting at 6 p.m. They have live music and half-price appetizers.
Hey everyone, here's tonight's Social and Talk of the Town reports. First of all, a happy 18th birthday goes out to Abby Doria. Love Baba, Uncle Al, Jordan, and Misha. Happy birthday, Abby. In tonight's Talk of the Town, 14th annual No Tap Bowling will be held at Valley Lanes on Saturday, February 7th for community services for sight. There are 3 times available, $15 per bowler. For more information, call 570-455-0421. And also on Saturday, the Nescopec State Park will be holding their Winter Fest from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. There'll be ice safety and ice fishing demonstrations, along with children's activities and cross-country skiing. For more info, call 570-403-2006. Ricky and the Ricardos will be performing live on Saturday. Doors opening at 6:30 with music at 7 at the Tamaqua Community Arts Center. The event is BYOB and tickets are just $10. For more info, call 570-668-1192. And finally, there'll be a theme basket raffle at St. John the Baptist Orthodox Church. On Saturday, February 7th, the doors open at 11, drawings at 2. You do not have to be present to win. Eat-in and takeout food is available. For more info, call 570-669-6036. That's tonight's Talk of the Town and Social Reports. FYI News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Doyle L. Diederich, Sr. of Berwick. A private burial will be held at the Elan Memorial Park. The Heller Funeral Home is handling arrangements. In lieu of flowers, memorial donations may be made to the SPCA of Danville. Marion H. Nesbitt of Mountaintop. Burial will be at the St. John's Lutheran and UCC Cemetery. Friends may call the funeral home Sunday from 6 to 9 p.m. Memorial contributions can be made to the American Cancer Society. Lucy M. Kalinchuk of McAdoo Heights. The funeral will be held Monday at 10:30 a.m. at the Damiano Funeral Home. Divine Liturgy with Office of Christian Burial will be held 11 a.m. in St. Michael's Byzantine Catholic Church. Interment will follow in the parish cemetery. Friends may call Monday from 9:30 to 10:30. And Ronald J. Harahus of Hazelbrook. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home will be in charge of arrangements.
Thank you for watching FYI on Friday. We'll see you again on Monday. Take it easy, everyone.